Hello, and welcome to another episode of 50 Plus and Ticking. I am your host, Pamela D,
And I am Frankie.
I'm Tasha.
and we would like to introduce our male perspective, Lawrence.
They call me LA. Those are my initials. And I'd like to thank you all, you lovely ladies, for inviting me to be a part of this.
Welcome.
Welcome. So today's topic is, what is your love language?
So, when speaking of love languages, it's important to understand what the five love languages are. They are words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, quality time, and acts of service. There's a test that everyone can take so that they can see what exactly their love languages is. But going off of that list of five, what do you guys think your love language is?
I'll go first. I like to say that mine is more as quality time. Uh, Quality time spent with your mate is the most important thing to me. I'd also say words of affirmation comes a close second. The others, gifts, things of that nature, they're not that important to me. Uh, I've always said, even when I was dating back in the day, uh, where I was going or what I was doing was not more important than who I was doing it with. I could have just as good a time at a concert of my favorite artist as I can a picnic in the park if I'm with the right person.
That's
So
right.
quality time is the most important thing to me.
Okay. Pam, what you got?
Okay, well, I guess I would have to go with words of affirmation as like Lawrence. If I do like, to know that I'm appreciated, that I am loved. Um, I do love quality time. That's a big one. But I want me a gift every now and then too. I ain't even gonna lie. It's just what it
I've,
is.
I've not met a woman who didn't like a gift.
I mean, and it don't have to be. It don't have to be a 2 carat rock or anything. It can be something really simple, but just something to show me that you're thinking about me every now and then.
Yeah.
And to touch on that point, Pam, I try to make it. I try to always pay attention, even when my mate doesn't know that I'm paying attention. So when that birthday comes around, I saw you peeping at something online. I saw you looking at something when we were out shopping, or you mentioned something a couple of 3 times, and it still isn't present. I'll get it. I'll make sure to pick it up to make sure that I'm in tune. I'm paying attention.
And that's the kind of man I want right there. Somebody who is in tune to me totally and know what I'm looking at and what I'm thinking about. I like that.
Yeah, that is good. Well, Lawrence, I got a question only because the audience, they know like our status, single,
Mhm.
married, dating.
Mhm.
Yours. Where are you
I
at?
I've been married for it'll be 18 years this July.
Okay.
I've been married for quite some time. I've known Pam for a long time. She knew me when I was in my dating life, and there are stories to be told.
All over the place.
But not here. But yeah, I've been married. It'll be 18 years this upcoming July. We're going over
Okay.
to Amsterdam. We're gonna take a train over to Paris on the night of our anniversary, have some dinner, and we're gonna try to have a good time.
No, very good.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fran, what's your love language?
Well, I would probably say that my love language is quality time. Maybe, I stray away from the others, like words of affirmation, because people can say anything. I'll say anything. And
True.
it's not like, excuse me, it's not like, let me take that back. Okay. So in spending quality time, you kind of get to see how they handle you, how they react to you. Like if they snarky, if they patient, if they this, if they that, whatever. But words, I'm the queen of words. I'll tell you anything you want to hear and not even mean it. I say it with a straight face. I can say it with some tears, however you need it. But just for me, if you're interested in that person or it's genuine, the time, like they just want to, they
Yeah.
want to go with you to the gas station. You ain't
Yeah.
even going to get nothing but $2 worth of gas for the lawnmower, like just to put in the little can. But I want to go with you or whatever.
It's funny. It's funny you say that, and my apologies for cutting you off. I saw a meme, or whatever these kids call it, online, and how women react when men just ask them to do something with them. How that makes women feel. They like to be a part of things. They like to know that they're included, and that's So yeah, you sound like you are a quality time individual as well.
Oh, for sure. It can be just the simplest thing, but even like gifts. I like gifts, but I don't care about gifts because like I'm the type of woman when I am dating people, I let them know in the gate, like, do not send me flowers. I don't want flowers. It's gonna die. You could give me that $50 to do something that I like to do or I want to do, but I'm just not that kind. Jewelry. I'm not a jewelry girl. I've been wearing the same necklace, earrings, probably since I was 11 years old.
Tarnished.
You a damn lie. It's still good.
That was 10 years ago, right?
But
same jewelry for 10 years.
No, but like that's just me. Even when it comes to like clothing or anything, like I don't need the new stuff because hell, you can go shop at the Gucci store and I go to Family Dollar and it's the same thing. It's just how you wear it, how you present yourself, this or that. So not a gifts type of person, words of affirmation. Yeah. But what's the other 2 or 3?
Physical touch
physical
and acts of
touch.
service.
I mean, you know what? It depends on the day too, though, because I can do it all 5 of them, really, really. I mean, it just depends on what kind of day you're having and stuff. Like today, I'm in a bad mood and stuff, so I probably need some physical touch.
Who do we have to kill?
Some physical touch. Touch and a little drink.
No, she definitely needs the drink. But
okay,
let me tell you,
you're in a bad mood, Pam. Who do we have to kill?
Herself. It's all on her.
It is.
It's all
on you.
But I heard, I don't know the studies or how true it is, but I heard that men that hug and kiss a person every day, at least for 6 seconds, get like 5 years added on to their life. I don't know how true it is, but there's something about the oxytocin. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like it's relief.
That word.
Yeah, that one right there. I'm gonna get it together. Listen, I'm constantly trying to learn something, but no, it's like you release this and it just gives you an extra boost or life or something. And no joke, I'm not a physical touch type person. Like that was weird right there for me, but I could see in her face that she needs something.
I do.
I'm probably the wrong gender to give it to her.
She is.
But at the same time, you've been around her long enough to know that and recognize that that's something that was needed at that time. So you don't necessarily have to be the quote unquote right gender. Not enough men will hug another man out of and show that type of love for another heterosexual male. I don't have a problem with it. I know who I am. They know who I am. And if they don't, they're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out today. But no, it's just like that. Like if someone just comes to hug me, like I'm gonna stand tight. Like, don't do it. But a lot of times I need that hug and I just don't know how to ask for it. So I know that's kind of getting away from where we at, but just physical touch sometimes can release some great endorphins and you just feel lighter and
that's
happy.
2 school words on a Wednesday night. You used 2 school words on a Wednesday night. Look at you.
I know she did. She did.
That's extensive vocabulary working. I love it.
We're gonna have to start getting a ticker for the big words.
Right.
I like bell. Ring a bell.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how about you, Todd?
With just to piggyback off a friend, the physical touch, I feel actually I can be all 5, but for me, mostly I would say physical touch. I like to be loved on physically. I like to be touched. Hold hands. Let's just sit and just cuddle. Like I'm that person.
No.
But yeah, for me, it's going to be physical touch, probably followed by words of affirmation. I do love gifts. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely do love gifts, but that's not top priority for me. Right. Like you said,
you got some quality time in there too, because you can't have a physical touch without the quality time.
Right. I definitely like quality time. I do like quality time. I follow behind my husband all the time. Let's do this, let's do that. But like Pam said, it doesn't have to be an expensive gift or anything. It could just be the small, oh, you got that for me. Oh, that's nice, or whatever. I like gifts, but it's probably low on the totem pole for me. But I do like to be loved on physically.
Me too.
Yeah. So in your current relationships, wherever your status is, married, dating, engaged, or whatever the case may be, do you feel like your love language is being met?
No.
Let's talk about it, bud.
I know.
Yeah,
let's talk about it.
let's talk about
Explain.
Listen, y'all didn't feel the energy that I felt, but come
Oh,
on.
I felt it. That you see,
Now
I'm sitting back.
It was like the
I'm paying
vibration was
attention now.
serious.
I have to listen.
I mean, I'm in a place right now that I'm just not feel like I'm getting what it is that I need from the person that I'm seeing. And it could be because he's going through some things too and stuff, and I'm trying to give him some space, but in giving him space is making me feel a certain neglected. Yeah, absolutely.
I was about to say that. Have you had the conversation with him about what you need and how you feel? Because communication is tantamount.
Absolutely.
Everything.
Absolutely. But not yet, because I know that he's going through something very difficult. Okay. So I'm just trying to, be empathetic, towards what he's going.
You've been a little bit sensitive to, where he's at, and that makes a lot, Yeah, I can see where that could be somewhat
Hold
difficult.
on, Lawrence. Maybe I'm selfish because no, and I'm just thinking here because all y'all agreeing, Tasha, fix your face, but I don't understand. Fine, he's going through something. She's going through something too. She feeling, pushed to the side. She feeling not what you in. But hold on. You ain't
I'm just letting you know. I just want to be next.
You got it. But it's like, okay, fine. We can be empathetic, sympathetic. We can be understanding to his sensitive matter. But if you think about it, okay, fine. She's angry with him, or
I'm not angry.
Not angry.
Okay.
Wrong word.
Yeah, wrong word.
Let me go back to my dictionary and pull another one out. She's not satisfied, or she's feeling
neglected,
like this space. So in that, we get the ramifications of some shit that he did or he put on her. Like this is her normal face, but you can just tell like something is off with her. And it's like, then we have to deal with that and experience that. Me personally, I say just had a conversation. Like if he says to you, you know what, it's a lot going on right now. I can't really, I can't take that right now. I want to hear it, then fine. But
he has said that.
Well, shit, I didn't know that.
I was about to say that's where communication is so important, because if you have that conversation and you still feel that way, then you are being a little bit selfish.
Yeah, and then
there's nothing wrong. And there's nothing wrong with being selfish, but at the same time, his needs obviously aren't being met because he isn't where he needs to be to give you what you need from him. And if he's just a shell of him, who he normally is, he's not in a place to give you what you need at that moment. That doesn't mean he doesn't want to give it to you. It just means he's incapable at that moment. And you have to come to a realization that it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. Rain's going to come sometime. And you have
to ask yourself, how long are you
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Agreed. 100%.
Yeah.
You make a very valid point.
Yeah.
But it also depends on what it is you're going through too. It does depend on what you're going through. Because
it does. And I have to say on top of that, no matter how you feel, no matter how he feels, people have a right to feel however it is that they feel. The key component to that is, like I say, you have to express how you feel. You have to have them acknowledge how you feel, because you can express it and they don't hear you. You have to have that person acknowledge how you feel and how that affects you and your relationship. And if you can't do that, then there's going to be some struggle or a headbutt or some needs being unfulfilled and cause consternation in the relationship.
Well, here will be my thing. Whenever you do this, however, you got to be honest. Like you can't
Yes,
tiptoe
yes,
around his damn feelings.
absolutely,
Your
absolutely,
feelings matter just
absolutely.
like his matter. And
If-
it's like,
yeah,
you know what? If you ain't ready to get in the game, go on sit on the bench. Like, go ahead. And we're gonna bring somebody else in.
You
So
100% correct. You 100% correct. You have
if
to be
you
able.
have
You
to
have
be
to be
honest.
prepared. You have to be prepared to deal with your feelings and their feelings, and you got to give it to them straight with no chaser. It's just
That
that
part.
simple. And either they're prepared to deal with it or they're not. And if they're not, then maybe you have a decision to make. Not saying that's the cause, but you just have to determine what type of energy you're going to continue to place into it at that moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you still want to continue to go all in and they can't meet you, sometimes things take care of themselves. Situations will reveal themselves. And
Really.
you
And
don't have
sometimes
to
you have to make
Go ahead.
hard decisions. Like it's
Mhm.
your life. You have to make
Mhm.
the decision. Like it don't
Mhm.
feel good right there, but damn, it's like we ticking. You almost about to explode in a minute, but time ticking. We can't just sit around and wait on
temper.
we can't wait for them to decide. Like, oh, okay, I'm better now. You ready? No, nigga, this ain't double dutch. This ain't no tag thing. Like, come on, what we
You ready
doing?
to jump in?
Yeah, it's just like, is it my turn? Is it my turn? No, it's not. And no joke. I hate seeing her like not like this. She ain't like she finna fall out, but I don't like it.
This is somewhat of a catharsis for me because I was raised in a house with 5 sisters. So this is,
what that word mean?
I'm asking all one of the
cathartic.
See, me too. What
therapeutic?
It's like she got it.
Okay.
Therapeutic.
Okay.
That is correct. That's correct.
Okay.
Correct. That is correct.
I like
That's
that.
3 school words.
Say it one more time.
What did you say? You said therapeutic.
Cathartic.
No,
Cathartic.
Okay.
therapeutic.
It's like a therapy session.
It's
This
like
reminds me
almost
of,
like a woosah. You're getting it out and
exactly
understanding stuff like that.
It reminds me of my childhood. Growing up in a house with 5 sisters is the greatest classroom in the world. I learned so much about what women want and what women think, and things. I paid attention to the things that they did when they were, I would always have to go with my sisters because I was the youngest. Go to the mall with your sisters, and I would see them point out, he's cute, but his shoes are scuffed. I would have bought me a shoe shine kit.
That's right.
He looks good, but his nails got dirt on them. You will never find me that way. It's little things like that I learned from my sisters, not from asking questions, not from them teaching me, but by observation. And it was the best classroom in the world when it came to me coming of age and dating. It taught me so much.
But you know what? I think that like you have a head, like you got one up on a lot of men.
Yeah, absolutely, I did.
Because they don't pick up like that. Like sometimes you gotta just whop them in the head, like, and you don't want to, but it's like you have to keep repeating yourself. Or it's just like, listen, I done told you 12 times. You listening. I love an attentive man. I swear he could probably.
I do too.
If he was 4'1" and I'm 6 foot, he could be 4'1".
You 5'12"?
His teeth got 12. Don't do that. But yeah, I'm 5'12". Don't do that. But if his teeth good, listen here. No, everybody that's over 5'9" don't play basketball.
Well, I did.
Well, I didn't. But no, I didn't. But I'm just saying, it's like if he's attentive,
I love attentive.
If he's attentive and can make me laugh, I don't give a damn what's going on. No joke. I had my daughter ask me today. She was like, "Mom, why do you like him?" I told her my reason. She looked at me like I was crazy because everything else can, like, if I'm just dating somebody just on looks, it can fade away because I'm changing. I'm like a bad banana right now.
You're still looking good. You're still looking good.
I appreciate that, but I got a few brown spots on me.
I see.
As long as the whole banana don't turn brown, we good.
we aren't where we used to be, but we still all good.
No, and I thank you for that, for real. That was nice to say. Most men would have just let that go by. Wouldn't even hit me with a compliment.
There will be no self-deprecation on my watch. I'm not going to let any of you all do that ever.
I love
ever,
it. Thank you.
Ever.
No, that is nice. And whoever your wife is, she's lucky. She got a good one. But a lot of men
They miss a lot.
they don't pay attention.
Yeah.
They
So
don't.
that's all I'm saying. So
They're like what Judge Millian said, picking up what I'm putting down.
there
They
you go.
miss the balls, the subtle signs that you may throw out. Because all the time you don't want to be so vocal about things.
Right.
Sometimes you just want
Want
to
to know.
see if they're paying attention or any, like that. So, Lawrence, you've been married for what you say, almost 18 years.
It'll be 18 in a few months. Yes.
So with 18 years, I would think that your love language is being met. Is it being met for you?
Yes, I would be here. I wouldn't be here
That's
if
what I
it
said.
wasn't. I mean,
At
I
18
mean, but
years,
I
I
don't.
would
It's a long time.
I don't
But-
require much. That's the number one thing. See, I waited until I waited a while before I got married. I was well into my late 30s before I finally decided to get married.
Mhm.
So, sisters, again, my sisters told me when I was younger, Lawrence, don't promise these girls something that don't make promises to them that you can't keep.
That's nice.
If you want to go around with Sue, Barbara, and Shirley, I'm just throwing some names out there. I've never dated any woman by their
It
name.
sounded like them was real people.
No, they're not. If that's what you want to do, just be honest with them and give them the option.
That
Always
part.
give them the option. If they're not going to be the only one, let them know they're not going to be the only one. That way they have the option to continue to play the game or move on. And
Right.
so I
But you know
learned
what?
that. What's that?
No, go ahead. You learned. I'm sorry.
I learned that honesty goes a long way. I mean,
Yes.
I would date women and some would try harder because they want to change you to make sure that they became the one. I was like, look, I told you what the game was. This is the game I'm playing. And if you want to continue to put forth all this effort, that's not going to lead anywhere. Well, I won't say that it's not going to lead anywhere. It's not going to lead to where you're trying to go.
Right.
That's on you. But I've let you know from day one. And that was your choice. So you can't, at the end, you promised me. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Mm-mm.
But a lot of men do lie. And I know that ain't our subject right there.
No.
But I'll say this. When you were asked, is your love language being met? And you was like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't.
Correct.
I'm not going to say that that's not a true statement because like you told me a minute ago, everything ain't.
It's not. Nothing is ever 100%.
Right.
I can't ask someone to be 100% what I need them to be when I know that I can't be 100%
Right.
of what they need to be
I
at all
get it.
times. It's just not possible. Just like the gentleman that Pam is seeing, he's on a downslope right now as far as providing to her what she needs.
Yeah.
At some point in time, he did provide those things. That's why she is with them in the first place.
Yeah.
So, there are ebbs and flows in relationships. And when it comes to relationships and marriages, marriage is what you make it out to be.
Yeah.
If you bring bullshit into your marriage, that's what your marriage is going to be. If you bring love, respect, honor, marriage, then that's what you'll have. And you have to establish what you want out of your marriage. And you have to communicate that, and you have to live it. It's one thing to talk about it, but your words have to match. Your actions have to match your words.
Got to line up.
You have to.
Yeah.
Or else you're just talking. You're just talking.
Okay.
So when going with the love languages, we have to know with the 5 the type of things that we need to avoid when trying to achieve that. So for instance, with words of affirmation, you need to avoid like not recognizing or appreciating the effort. So if the person is doing something, you don't want to just brush it off or not appreciate what they're trying to do when they're or saying to you. Like if he's constantly telling you, I love you, and you're just like, yeah, and you're just going on and it's not being reciprocated, then that could cause a pause or a stop in giving you those words of affirmation, as well as with physical touch. Like for me, like I said, physical touch for me is my top one. If the physical touch is being neglected or abused, then I'm not going to want it. That's going to knock me off my square. It's not going to be anything, so he's going to have to know how to avoid doing that type of thing. So it's a matter of understanding everything, how to give it, how to communicate it, and the things to avoid when you're trying to assert or give those different types of love languages. And so with that, how important do you think that it is for your partner to understand your need for your different love language?
Look at Pam's face. There's your answer. I mean,
Lauren, listen here. We're not gonna do that. Tasha's loving this, but we're not gonna do that.
We ain't gonna do
But
that.
I answered the question. I answered the question with a
I
visual
didn't like the
aid.
answer. I didn't like the answer. Start
But
again.
the answer is simple. If your love language isn't being met, you will know it's not being met. And you have to convey that to your partner. You have to convey that. You have to communicate. I'm huge on communication. You have to talk to your mate. You have to have those uncomfortable conversations. If you are 100% comfortable in your relationship 100% of the time, somebody's lying.
Something wrong.
Somebody's lying.
Yeah.
Because we're two different individuals. I know that I do things that my wife want to introduce my head to a frying pan. And she does things that make me want to give her shaken baby syndrome. But you know what? I know she's not doing that to aggravate me. It's just part of who she is. And you have to accept the shortcomings of your mate. And when you're with someone who knows what your shortcomings are and they love you anyhow, you're with the right person. If they're always judging you for them and reminding you of them, that's not going to work for anybody. It's not going to work for you because you're not going to want to hear it. It's not going to work for them because they ain't going to want to say it all the time. They're going to say, hey, I done said this 10 times. That's enough. That's it. I throw my hands up. I'm done. That's it.
I will agree. Well,
Me too.
I will probably say for me, if there are, well, obviously there are 5 love languages, but for me in a relationship going forward, communication has got to be established. Like,
oh, absolutely.
I don't care about none of them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9s, none of that. So if I say something, like even if it's a joke for me, and it's not like a ha-ha joke, but I can probably be sarcastic. If the person knows me,
no,
I'm not sarcastic by far, sir. But don't do that. Now I just took up for you and you're gonna throw me under the bus. But they'll know that, I'm not doing it to be mean or like spiteful. It's just like, oh, that's who she is. That's how she is. She's not being nasty. She's not this. And if I'm like, if I'm like, can you open the door for me? I don't want you to open the door in 1 minute. I need you to open the door in 2 seconds. Right. Like, boom, turn around. And if you know me, that's what I'm expecting. So in communication, I will give you that in the beginning. I've been told that it's not good to lay the blueprint out or get a foundation of what's expected. I need to give it to you because I don't want to get in too deep 6 months in, and then you like, I can't do this or I don't do that, whatever.
It's very important that you do establish what you expect in a relationship early on.
Yeah, I think so.
It's very important. It's extremely important.
Because someone could do that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that was my fault. But a lot of people don't think that they want to try to get like, ooh, let's get to know first. And I'm fine with the get to know part. But for me, after that 3rd date, when you pull up to my house and your music, I can hear it in the house, nigga, we can't do that.
Who's still doing that at our age? Who's still doing that at our age?
No, listen.
My husband.
But men do that. I can't see, so my hearing is overly heightened. It's heightened.
And I tell him all the time, can we please not act our age? Can we just be our age, please? We're not there.
People do.
Well, you all been married a while. He can play his music. Let that man play his music.
He can, but I don't need to be in the back of the house and then I hear you coming home from up the street.
What are you listening to? What's he listening to?
In the car, he wants something that's gonna shake, rattle, but he's really a old school, like back in the crates type person.
Yeah,
to where I call him, and I always say he likes leisure suits and big mustache. That's what he likes. The whispers and the things like that. That's what he likes to listen to.
Yeah, I can't even grow a big mustache.
Yeah, that's the type of vibe that he really likes to listen to is that.
But that's good music.
That is good.
Yeah,
But
it is
still,
good music. It is good music. But I'm saying, but then again, I said, let's get back to our. He said, that's my era. That's not your era, babe. That's not your era.
if he said that's his era, it's his era, and that's it.
What she said.
What she
I
said.
mean, I go with
Yeah.
it. I go with it, you know. I mean, but don't quiz me. I bet you don't know what year this song came out. Before I was born, probably. You know, something like that. But you know, and wrapping up our conversation on love languages and understanding what it is that we need from our mates and things, I think that what we're thinking as our love language, we all should take the opportunity to go online and take the test to see what it is that it comes back to what our actual love language is and see if we feel like what the test is telling us what our love language is, if that is being met opposed to what we think our love language is. And that may give us some insight on how we're working in our relationships.
Where do we find a test?
You can
Online.
Google love language exam. Free look.
She ignored you.
Yeah.
I know the hell you did.
Yeah, you can find there's several different ones online. Just make sure you
Okay.
find one that's free, because they will have some that will try to charge you for the answers once you get to the end of it. So you have to make sure you find one that is free. You can just go on the Google machine and type in love language quiz free, and they'll bring back several different variations of it.
The Google machine.
Yeah, it's a phrase. It's a phrase. It's a phrase I heard from someone working in radio.
I was going to say, and this is where we go back to that 50 and ticking. We're showing
exploded.
ticking age.
Imploded, exploded, kapow.
I know that I am fully aware that there's no such thing as a Google machine. It's just one of my little phrases.
Well, I have really enjoyed this conversation today, and all, you know, although I'm not in the best of moods today, and you
You're
know,
smiling. You're smiling. You're
I'm
smiling.
She
smiling.
look good.
But before we let you go, I would like to thank you for joining us. You know, because you could have been you could have been anywhere else but with us, but you decided to spend it with us, and for that, I thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe at EYMF.
And share it. And share it.
Oh, I forgot to share.
Yeah, share it online. Share it on Facebook. Share it wherever you do your social media.
And anywhere where you streaming podcasts are available. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Cheers.